cfmoto ibex. This is my 2023 cfmoto ibex 800T with my dog on the back. I have had this motorcycle for, let's see, 4,462 miles so far. So this is going to be my, I guess, about 4,400 mile review of this motorcycle. Tell you my thoughts on it and my ownership experience so far and how it's been. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I didn't get to do a first impressions video on this bike, or I didn't do it. I'm trying to get back into making some videos. Ah, shoot, I forgot my wallet. Oh well, whatever. Anywho, yeah, no first impressions video, but yeah, this will be my 4,400 mile impression video. Test rode this one down at Gateway Cycles. I did like it. I liked the motor. I liked, at least initially, I liked how the bike felt tipping in, handling wise. This bike is very easy to initiate turn in on. I've actually come to like this motorcycle. I had a period there where I was a little frustrated with it, just a few little things. There was the throttle was not smooth in low gears at low revs, but you can do like a 2-minute throttle reset, totally fix that problem, like no joke. Found out about that, and that made it a lot more enjoyable, this bike. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the negative things out of the way on this bike. Top heavy, it is a little heavy, this bike. I think it's over 500 pounds. I don't know the exact weight. It has a kind of a high weight balance, which doesn't matter too much unless you're you know, at lower speeds and things. But I think the handling on adventure bike, or this bike, feels much, to me at least, and I guess with these wide handlebars, feels much different than the handling on your just typical standard street bike. Also, an issue I had was the throttle cable, or this is a ride-by-wire bike, and the throttle would just randomly rev and start doing crazy things. Actually kind of dangerous, and actually a recall just came out for it recently that I found out about. No big deal though. The fix for it, literally this wire down here, you just had to clip it in. I guess from the factory, I guess some of these bikes they didn't clip those all the way in, or just push them into the slot like they're supposed to. So it caused me some issues. Very, you know, I thought something was seriously wrong with the bike. Didn't know what was going on. You know, made it kind of rough on me a few times. Actually, one other issue. Sounds like I'm just being negative about this bike. That's not the case. There was an update for the software. No big deal. It was over the air update, which I do like that you can do with this motorcycle. You register your motorcycle and VIN and all that stuff through this app, and you can do updates over the air, so you don't have to go into the dealer, which is pretty nice. There was an update because something about the cooling fans, in certain situations they wouldn't come on. I don't remember the exact issue, but that issue's been resolved. Not a problem anymore. This bike is actually, besides those few itty-bitty little issues, which weren't even hard to fix, it's not even, it's been super reliable. This requires 87 fuel, which I actually like. I know it's a weird thing, but I do like that about this bike. I like how, I mean, when you're riding and on this bike, it is so easy to initiate turn in. I mean, it ain't nothing. It's one of the easiest bikes ever, and it might be because of the little bit top heaviness of it and these wide handlebars. Very easy to initiate turn in. The only thing bad about the handling is if you're doing really quick back and forth transitions, it is possible to upset the rear. This motor though is just really something special, I feel like. I think it's either 90 or 95 horsepower, the spec of this motor in this bike. got good mid-range torque. It's not a high torque bike, but it has the right amount of torque for just your normal riding, which is really what this bike for me is more normal riding. Form with stock tires, this is not a good off-road bike on the stock tires. Can you do it? Sure, you can, but it's going to take a lot of effort and it's going to wear you out because this bike is heavy. The tires are going to slip. Yeah, not a lot of grip in dirty, muddy situations at all. So, you know, there's that. So for me, this bike is more of a street adventure bike, and it is probably one of the most comfortable bikes I've owned, actually. The seat is super comfortable on this bike. The riding position for me, I'm 6'1", a little heavy set, and it's very just a neutral riding position. Feels good. I rarely get uncomfortable on this bike, and I could ride hours on it, no problem. It has a heated seat, which gets really hot. So I rarely use that. I don't typically ride when it's that cold out. I think it's got like a couple settings on the heated seat, but it gets hot fast and very hot. Will burn your bottom. And it also has heated grips, which work fine. I actually have grip puppies on this, and the heated grips are not great through it, but they're fine. They're okay. So I'm pleased with that. It comes with a quick shifter, this bike. The stock quick shifter is okay. It's a little notchy, probably not the, I would have said it was one of the worst quick shifters I've ever tried on a bike, but I actually rode a BMW, the R12 9T here recently, and I think it was supposed to have a quick shifter, but man, that thing was rough. So the clutch on this is medium light on the pull. It's a 2-finger, maybe a 1-finger. Yeah, you can 1-finger this. A little more effort on 1 finger, but not bad. Brake feel is great. The only thing on braking, if you're heavy braking, there is a little bit of dive. I have not adjusted the forks. You have adjustable compression and rebound, I believe, and I think you have the same on the rear as well as preload. Maybe not preload on the front. You do have a lot of options on this bike, which is pretty nice. Great display. You got cruise control. Initiating it is not hard. See, there you go. Going 55 and 5th, no big deal. You can pull the brake to stop it or the clutch. You know, not no big deal. I think you got your hazards over here. It has fog light standard. And this is actually, normally I'm not a fan of the way most adventure bikes look, but this bike actually looks really good. I have test rode probably 40 or 50 bikes here in the last 2 years, and this bike is up there as one of the better bikes I've rode. I'd say the quality of this is real close to the Japanese, maybe a little below, but it's not bad. I've had a good ownership experience with this thing. I love it. It's comfortable. Man, this bike's so comfortable and easy to ride. Got this adjustable windscreen. You basically loosen those up and can lower it or raise it. I keep it in the low position because even in the high position, it actually has a little bit of a whistling noise, which I find strange. So I just keep it in the low position. It feels good for me, and I'm 6'1", but I don't have no buffeting is what I'm saying. I don't feel like my head's getting bobbed all over the place or nothing. I mean, and then obviously the price on this bike. This is a super, that's what really makes this bike good, is that it is, I think you can get them around 10, 10.5, maybe it's 11, I'm not sure. And yeah, is this bike worth that? Definitely, absolutely. Very, very good. The fuel mileage, I think I'm averaging around mid-40s in the fuel mileage. It's a very playful motor, and it makes some good noises. It's very quiet, the stock exhaust. I've actually not changed it, not yet at least. These things are kind of cheap, but they do the job. These plastic hand guards. The mirrors I can see good out of. Like I said, seats comfortable. Passenger comfort is, I think, okay. Not great, not as great as I thought it would be for my wife when she rode with me. It's not that her position's uncomfortable, but maybe the seat is not necessarily for the passenger that comfortable. My dog likes riding on it, I'll say that. Screen, I like the screen a lot. It's not the best screen I've ever seen, but it's definitely not bad at all. It's pretty good. Got your gear indicator. I like when you go up a gear, how it goes up and down here. You got your fuel. I think it's what is this, 4.5 gallon tank or something, maybe, I think, somewhere around there. It's got sport and rain mode. Just put it in sport and leave it. You don't really need rain mode. Got your temperature, coolant temperature over here. You know, you obviously got your speed and revs, and I think you can, I mean, go through all kinds of stuff in the menu. Yeah, Bluetooth, you know, the typical, got your typical stuff, you know, you got, yeah, just typical stuff you can find in your menus. You know, pretty cool. I mean, this bike comes with a lot for the price. Do I recommend cfmoto ibex? Absolutely. And they keep improving this bike every year and coming out with more stuff for it. So this bike is absolutely worth it, in my opinion. As far as my favorite part of this bike, the real standout things for me, I think for an adventure bike, it's a great looking bike. It is the motor is, I think this motor is really versatile. It doesn't like super low revs, but I mean, if you go down to 3,000, 3,500 RPM, it's fine. It's not like bucking and carrying on. Yeah. I'm not crazy about the quick shifter. I don't use it really too much, but it is there. So, I mean, it's neat that it comes with it. But this motor, she screams, baby. She screams. Maybe she's not a screamer, but she's got some roar to her. She's got some grunt. But with a proper exhaust, this bike can sound really good. But the engine, I mean, the engine's a peach. She's great. Handling is, she's easy to turn in. I wouldn't say it's confidence-inspiring handling, but she's agile. It's a good bike. It's the thing I've come to realize with this bike. It's not perfect, but man, there was a lot of passion I can see that was put into the making of this bike from cfmoto, and it seems like they really enjoy designing and making motorcycles, and that's what I feel like. This bike is good, but there's a few things they can, like I said, just get worked out and get dialed in, and they could really be making great motorcycles. She's got more than enough punch for the kind of riding I want to do. I mean, she's quick. She feels good. It's smooth. Yeah. I did get these grip puppies because there was vibes through the handlebars a little bit. I wouldn't say awful, but I typically go with grip puppies on every motorcycle I get. But anyways, I think that about does it for my review of the cfmoto ibex 800T, this 2023 model. I'm interested to see where this model goes in the future, see how it evolves. I know they came out with that smaller ibex and that with that 450 motor, excuse me, which is a lot of people are raving about. I've yet to ride it though. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I have a lot more videos down the pipeline. I think some bikes I've rode and things that I got footage from that I'll be posting. But anyways, like, subscribe, comments, you know, what do you think about this bike? Have you test rode one? I mean, what's your thoughts on it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Yeah, let me know. Anyways, that's it. Till next time. Peace.